Hey YouTube, this is Res Amusement Park Fan 62. It is Thursday, October the 26th at about 5:30. In today's video, I want to talk about and give my thoughts and opinions on Carowinds, King's Dominion, and Canada, California's Great America going back to seasonal operations. If you did not know, those three parks released their 2024 calendars recently and showed for both January and February they are not open past New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something like that. So I want to give my thoughts about that at this time. Now, I'm going to start with Carowinds and King's Dominion. Now, I haven't been there to those two parks, so I'm not quite sure how those are. Now, I've been to Carowinds, but I have not been to King's Dominion. Now, the thing with it is, with Carowinds was one of their key rides they had open during winter last year was Fury 325. That's fine. The problem was it never got maintenance to look over it and everything else because it kept running every weekend when the park would open. That would be the next problem it would have was the fact that the park would not open all the time because of weather. They would either close early due to weather coming in, or they would not open at all. So that would be the other problem they had during those times was you were having these inconsistent um, times where um, the park, would not open or it would close early or something like that. I remember hearing about a time last year where I think both Carowinds and King's Dominion only opened for a few hours and they had to close because of a combination of rain and snow coming in. I think that was more King's Dominion. That is the main problem. Plus, you add the fact that they had limited number of stuff open during that time, so you didn't have everything open. Um, like after this weekend, Halloween weekend, at Carowinds, they're gonna have limited stuff open for Winterfest, which is coming up here in a few weeks. That is the other thing is the fact you have limited stuff. Where you can basically go around an hour to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and they will have a lot more open. So that is the big thing is you have limited stuff open and this so a lot of the stuff that they may have closed may be the more popular things. Now, this leads me to California's Great America. If you've not kept up with them, supposedly they're supposed to close in the next 8 years, I think it is. Unless something has happened to stop that. Now, you would think being in California, they could be like a lot of the Southern California parks, like Six Flags Magic Mountain, Universal Studios, Hollywood, Disneyland, Disney World. I forgot which one that is. Knott's and all that. They could stay open 365 days a year, or at least stay open, at least the weekend. That is the thing is that unfortunately, because they're in Northern California going towards Southern Oregon, um, the weather is going to change dramatically compared to Southern California. because at least with Southern California, you're closer to Arizona and Mexico compared to Northern, where you're more close to Oregon and that area. Now, that is the other thing I've heard is the weather up in that area is so unpredictable, and I think that's what didn't help it either. So honestly, it does not surprise me with all three of those parks that basically staying open all year was a bust. Because also the thing you have to realize as well, especially with now I'm not sure about California's Great America, but with more King's Dominion and Carowinds is a lot of the people who are going to come to those parks during that time do have a season pass. So what does that mean? They do have the dining plan. They have the drink plan. So you're not going to make money off food or soda. So the only way you're going to make money during those times is if you buy alcohol or you play a game or something like that. And you could say, oh, what about pictures? Well, some of them may have the fun pics. So you're not going to make money off that. So that is the big thing too, is because of that, you're not going to make a lot of money off of those type of things. So it doesn't surprise me they're going back to those type of operations. Um, I'm sure during that time, unfortunately, both those parks probably lost a lot of money um, because they could not either do a full day. Um, Now, the other thing I'm sure that probably got into that decision as well was staffing, because I'm sure during those times, I'm sure they were probably having a hard time for people to come in because of the inconsistent scheduling, because they were probably sending people home early, um, etc. And that is the thing, is because you have that inconsistent staffing. That's hard for those employees, because most of the employees probably at those parks are teenagers. It's probably hard for them to figure out what to do because they don't know if they have to work or not. So honestly, that does not surprise me. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think it was a mistake? Do you think they should have given it another shot? Or do you have your own opinion? Put it down below. I'm curious to hear.